Welcome to the Life Hacks Show. Life Hacks gives you proof hacks and tips for the best version of yourself. And here's your crash test dummy for a better life, Marcus Meurer.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Life Hack Show. And today I'm not alone. I'm very happy that Logan Elliot is with me on the show. Hi, Logan. Thanks for your time.
Awesome to be here.
Yeah. And now we have an even better connection. Before we were both, I think, suffering about the connection.
Yeah, one of the challenges of a digital nomad occasionally.
It is. And then I didn't want to break up the interview. I said, wow, no, there was already so much worthwhile content. But at the end, it was a mess.
Yeah, we got there.
So we got there another time. Tell us a little bit more about you and your background. You have been one of the participants of the recent DNX co-living co-working camp on Lemnos.
Yep, absolutely. So I was there, a few months ago and had an absolutely blast with all of the entrepreneurs there. So my background is that I started as a scientist, which is hilarious looking back. So I spent 4 years studying biotechnology. Mm-hmm. And then I found this weird and wacky hobby, which was playing with fire and breathing fire and stilt walking and putting crazy costumes on. And I started doing more of that and actually found it was lots of fun. So I started organizing other performers while I was studying to do these crazy events and performances. And I actually ended up founding a company called Highly Flammable, which is now 7 years old, and we do events in New Zealand or throughout New Zealand for the New Zealand events industry. So we have these crazy, outrageous characters at events, corporate events, sporting, community events, and it's sort of grown from there. I ended up studying a Masters of Entrepreneurship so I could learn more about business as well. And it sort of grew and grew, and now is at a point where I run it pretty remotely. Mm-hmm. So it's been great. I end up traveling quite a lot now and have started another business which helps creatives with business. So that's always an area I've been working in, is sort of bridging the gap between arts, creativity, and business. Mm-hmm. So now I have an online business where I teach people via Skype and via videos to start their own businesses out of their crazy creative ideas. So that's sort of a bit of a brief overview about me.
Crazy. Lots of things going on in your life. And your online business, helping other people, is mostly targeted for other creative people, like artists?
It is, yeah. So, I mean, I work with everything from artists through to designers, performers, dancers, actors, musicians as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm generally working with people who have a creative skill and they really would love to do their own thing. So whether it's freelance or create a business around that skill they have. So I'm working with helping them to develop the business skills and also understand where the opportunities are within their creative ideas. So it's been really fun, and I've been doing that for a couple of years on the side of this other business.
Great. So let's get back to the start of your Highly Flammable business. Have you been on the events on your own, and you've been the artist and the performer, and then you've seen there's more demand, and how did it happen?
Yeah, well, it was quite organic. So early on, I was sort of playing around as a hobby, and I ended up working with some other performers in the very small university town in New Zealand, and some in New Zealander. So from southern New Zealand in Dunedin, we were doing a few events.
You're a Kiwi.
Yep, I'm a Kiwi.
Great, I love Kiwis.
Yeah,
even though they are hard to understand sometimes, but it's okay with you.
I'm trying my best. Yeah. No, it's great, and it's something that has grown pretty organically. So I was performing right at the start, and I still perform occasionally, but then I saw an opportunity to expand it. So we've grown the team New Zealand wide. So we actually ended up launching in 4 other cities, and we've scaled and built a new team each time. So we now have over 100 performers New Zealand wide who provide entertainment to the events, and we've built a whole sort of business model around it. So we have the designers, the wardrobe team, we have the talent managers, the coordinators. So we've built all the layers to the business as well, which is also what allows me to travel a bit more and work with the team on the ground remotely. So, I mean, we're doing anything from 1 to 10 events per week. Mm-hmm. So we're kept fairly busy. So we're actually providing these crazy characters to existing events. We don't actually run any events ourselves, but it's really adding the spark, adding something unique, adding something exciting to make events really memorable. So it's great fun.
It's really, really impressive. You brought you brought like a flyer or some info material to the camp, and was lots of fun seeing all the different creators, and you can see them also on the website highlyflammable.co.nz, right?
That's the one.
And we will for sure link it in the show notes. So please check it out, guys, because there you get an impression what you're doing, like lots of stuff with fire, with crazy artists, like a mirror man. Are these all ideas from yourself, and or how does this happen that you bring like these artists on stage?
Yeah, I mean, we've created a lot of ideas over the years, and often they've come from clients sort of asking for something a bit unique. So they're like, hey, we've got a circus theme, or we're a zoo, and what can you create for us? And we'll get together with the creative team from Highly Flammable, and we'll throw around lots of crazy ideas, and we'll look online and see what's been done overseas, and then create our own version of it. So we get to pitch some pretty weird and wacky things. We've got a stilt walking yeti, and an ice queen, and ice king, and lions, tigers, and bears, and everything you can imagine we've got in our big huge wardrobe in New Zealand.
Yeah, you need a good fantasy for this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, lots of crazy ideas.
What is your most favorite artist, or create your most favorite your creation, your best creation ever you like most?
It would have to be Mirror Man. Mirror Man's incredible. Mirror Man's a full body human disco ball. So it's this incredible suit and this crazy outrageous character that is at all sorts of events. And we've also got the Mirror Maiden as well now. So we've got the couple, the pair. So last year we actually took Mirror Man on a world tour and took him all over the world to 10 different countries over a few months, and went to Burning Man in the States and throughout.
How was it?
It was amazing.
I was thinking going there this year, but it didn't work out at the end, unfortunately.
It's pretty full on. It's pretty intense, and it takes a lot to organize it, but it's well worth it.
Heard so many good times. Next year, next try.
Yeah, I might be there too.
Yeah, let's go together. Why not?
It'd be awesome.
It would be awesome.
Get a digital nomad camp, DNX camp, Burning Man. That'd be a good one.
yeah. Actually, some people already asked for this. we have to think more about this. Yeah, I think it would be a good match. Huh? What I heard about Burning Man, people are very, very unconventional and freedom fighting and like thinking outside the box, which matches.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what it's all about with entrepreneurship and digital nomadism, is really thinking differently and meeting these like-minded people. It's great.
And reshaping like the reality, how it is, and without conventional rules or educational stuff you still have in your mind. I think this is one of the things I love most about hanging out with other like-minded online entrepreneurs and location-independent entrepreneurs, freelancers, digital nomad, whatever you call them. I think it was a good example, the kind of people we brought together on Lemnos on our camp.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, it's about. I love the whole digital nomad thing because it's about really sort of challenging the norm. So I think we talked about it before, which is, we've talked about it in the past around how it's more than just creating a job that you can work remotely. It's more than just, okay, oh, cool, I've got some money in the bank so I can travel
so much
and love
more.
life. It's like creating these businesses that we're really passionate about. It's actually working on the things we love. And on that, it's about having this amazing lifestyle. So it's this all-roundedness of, well, yes, it's that whole circle of, well, yeah, I've got a great job and I'm doing what I love, but I've got freedom there, but I'm also traveling and experiencing things, and the work that I do is impactful and it actually matters and means something. I think that's the part of this movement that I'm super excited about and I love, is seeing what's happening and seeing people doing the work they love, which is making a difference.
Definitely. And giving you the time also to care about other parts of life you wouldn't have the time for when you would be an employee, to be more conscious, to be more aware about your lifestyle, about your health, about your sports, about meditation, about whatever, just being happy in the now.
Yeah. And I think that's what I loved about Lemnos as well. I mean, we were doing all sorts of things. We had obviously the co-working stuff and the workshops, but we were all doing yoga and we were going kite surfing and having lots of fun together and having awesome conversations along the way. Like that's what it's about. And it's just bringing these people together to have those conversations.
Totally. And how do you empower more people to also go location independent and start their own businesses? How did you set up your coaching?
Yeah, I mean, the way I've done it is I started with actually an online community, a Facebook community, where
how's it called?
It's called the Lifetime Creative Community.
Okay, we link it in the show notes.
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, it's sort of about attracting people to have these conversations. So to me, the first step is really just helping to show, in this case, creatives, artists, musicians, performers, designers, there is a possibility to create something that they control them, they have themselves out of their ideas. They can create a small business. And if they want to, they can travel, or they can work from anywhere, or they can work from home, or they can work when they want to work. A lot of it isn't necessarily about travel either. It's about having this lifestyle that enables you to work around the things that you want to work around. If you want to work late at night, that's fine. If you want to work in the middle of the day, if you want to take a break, you can. So it's having that freedom to do that.
And you're totally passionate about it, I know. And how do you go on with your clients? Is it coaching via Skype? Is it also the community which supports the people? So what is the approach? What would be the transformation for these people?
So at the moment, I've actually got an 8-week program I run, which is a bit of a mixture of Skype and video. So it's an 8-week transformational program. I call it the Lifetime Creative Business Masterclass. So at the start, they're taking an idea or a skill, and they're learning a lot about business on the way. And then they're also learning to start a business and understand a bit about mindset and tools during that course. So it includes a bunch of different videos that I've developed, as well as weekly Skype calls. And we've got a great community that we have online, as well as lots of different chats and emails and activities. So it's been working really well. I did actually start just as a one-on-one Skype consulting sort of model, which was awesome. And then now that I've sort of built up the content around that, I've now developed the more core courses, which has been really great.
Great. Sounds really great.
So it's been fun, and I've only been doing that for a couple of years, but it's been working really well, and it's something I built to run remotely completely.
So I think it's also cool to have like different businesses running and not being stuck in one. And if you see, okay, it's not working, and at the moment for this, in this case, on this business, I just step to the other one and keep on doing some business development there. Yeah.
No, I'm 100% with that. The idea of these small businesses, I think we should all have lots of businesses. Businesses are projects, and it's something, that we can run lots of them. I think people sometimes see business as this huge thing, and you have to quit your job right now and start full time and all that. But it's like, no, you can do these things on the side, and whether it's to do something you're passionate about and maybe build that up, or you can bring in some extra income. And then if it grows, that's great. You can go full time with it or start another business. I think, breaking down those sort of ideas that people have about, business being big and scary. No, it can be small and awesome. Totally.
Yeah, totally. And this is what I also celebrate every day about the entrepreneurial lifestyle. Do whatever you want every day. So if you want to start a job board, we just started this job board. I want to start a podcast, so we started the podcast. We want to do international camps, so we started the camps out of the demand. So I think it's better to have many small businesses like you were just talking about, and being more agile and flexible than building this one huge corporate system.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. And I mean, I think where they can connect up is great too. And my businesses definitely, there's a lot of learnings that I get from day to day of running Highly Flammable that I'm able to put into Lifetime Creative as well. So having something like that has been really good. You're always learning and can pass that stuff on as well to the people that you're with.
Yeah, I can tell. I think you have much of synergies or learnings from your own business and then transform it in your coaching business.
Yeah, no, it works well. I've also got lots of crazy creative images, which work great.
What was the most crazy thing that happened on your highly flammable bookings? Like someone ever got burned or something?
I've got a good one. I've got a really good one. So if you can imagine, we did a big corporate boxing match. So very formal. We have these charity boxing matches in New Zealand. And so it's this big boxing ring in the middle, and we put Meurer on a harness, a full body harness, and we actually
they box in the ring like Western boxing.
Yep, with the big gloves. Yeah. And it'll be celebrities that fight. It's a big charity thing, and people dress up, and it's a very nice formal dinner. But then there's a boxing match. It's quite crazy. But
we had it in Germany.
Actually, we lowered Meurer into the ring from the ceiling. And we had these lights and lasers bouncing off him, and him just dancing in midair. It's great. We had that song, I think, right here, right now, right here, right now. Oh, it was so good. Wow. And so we've done lots of outrageous things, and then we've fire breathed over crowds of 20,000 people at New Year's Eve, and we've done all sorts of outrageous things. It's great.
It sounds like really big productions you're involved in. How do you get your leads?
How do we get the leads? We've developed them. At the moment, we're getting about 80% of our income is through repeat clients. Mm-hmm. So we've actually developed them over the years through just relationship building, going to expos. There's been a little bit of cold calling, but a lot of it's been people seeing us at events and then finding out about us. Obviously, even just through Google, people just you type in Stiltwalkers in New Zealand and you'll come up with us. So it's a surprising amount through that, but at the moment it's really about looking after our current customers, and that's the biggest thing. That's something I teach everyone in the course too. Is like our core customers. 80% of that income being from the people we already have. So we just need to maintain those relationships and make sure we deliver really well. So it's always been about great delivery and maintaining relationships, and that's what we want to do. We want to build a business around relationships. That's what businesses are.
Definitely. It's about, relationships, making other people happy, and then they are happy, and they are the best ambassadors ever you can find in the whole world, because they go out of your coaching or your events and say, I got the best time in my life. You have to talk to this guy. He makes this happen. Yeah,
absolutely. It's been great.
And you also met Richard Branson once, so I'm a little bit jealous because I also want to meet him once in my life. How was it? Did you have any chance to talk to him?
Yeah, well, it was pretty brief, but we did a Virgin staff party in New Zealand where he was a special guest. So I randomly met someone who later turned out to be the marketing manager for Virgin, and they found out about the company that I was running, and I sort of said, oh my God, I love Richard Branson's my idol, and blah, blah, blah. And so I went on about him a bit when I found out she worked for Virgin. And then she rang me up a couple of weeks later and said, hey, look, we're actually hosting him in New Zealand, and we've got a bit of a budget for entertainment. Would you be interested in getting Highly Flammable involved? So it was great. We actually provided entertainment for one of his staff functions, and as part of that, I got to meet him and bit of a handshake and a photo and a quick chat. So the great thing was that I got to see his staff briefing as well, where he told all these great stories, and he's very inspiring. He's also very genuine. So he's very much like, if you've read his books, he's very much like that in real life too, very genuine.
Genuine in case of? What do you mean exactly?
I just mean he's very real. Like
very authentic and transparent.
Very authentic, yeah. So sometimes people they paint this picture of themselves of this person, whereas he was quite sort of genuine, authentic, very real. So he wasn't actually, for example, he wasn't hugely confident. Yeah. He was like, oh well, great to meet everyone here. I'm not a great public speaker, but and he connected with everyone, and I think that was really powerful. Everyone thought that he was amazing because of that. He wasn't just this big celebrity.
That's so powerful to show yourself vulnerable and also talk about your weaknesses and just being like you are. Just be real, right?
Yeah. I loved that. I thought that was just incredible. And I mean, for example, when he arrived, he went around and shook everyone's hand. He was just there. He knew everyone wanted to shake his hand, so he went and did that. Yeah.
I think this is the big difference. All the big guys, the people we like to be inspired by, they are all very raw and very, very authentic and very real. Otherwise, they wouldn't be at the level they are now, because if you play a game, you can play it for a certain amount of time, but sooner or later, I think all your artificial life will collapse more or less.
Yeah.
And this
I
also impressed me when I was young and did some internships beside my, my study in Germany. I was working for a huge, real estate company and one of the biggest guys ever. And he's normally running around with like bodyguards because he's so wealthy. And he just came, through back door or something. Nobody should know when he arrives in our office or something like this. So he came to Düsseldorf, was a big deal. And then he was just carrying the flyers for himself in the elevator. And I was with him in the elevator for like 30 seconds. And he was so approachable and so real and so cool and just started to chat with me. And that impressed me a lot because there are other managers on lower levels which behave like a dick. But he was like real. He was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's the way to be.
Totally. And I think this is what impressed the people most. Just be yourself and just don't play any games you want or pretend something you're not. Yeah,
absolutely. And I mean, I think within organizations that culture is so important that, you know, people feel they can talk to anyone. They can share the challenges they have with people that are above them, whatever that means. But yeah, it's more of this group mentality, and you know, they talk about flattening the organizational models and being able to communicate together, and yeah, I think that's great. I think there's some great movements that are happening around that.
Totally. What are your next plans and your next steps? Stops, steps and stops, and everything and plans.
And some rather crazy plans. So next up, I'm actually heading to Stromboli, which is an active volcanic island in the Mediterranean. It's an Italian island.
Whoa!
Just off the coast of Sicily, and I'm helping to host the International Fire Dancing Festival, which is run on the volcano for 2 weeks, and it's where they bring together the world's best fire performers to put on amazing shows. And the actual volcano itself is very active. It erupts every 20 minutes.
Whoa. What a challenge.
It's the place to do it. So I've been asked to help manage and run the actual event itself, which would be really good.
How did this lead, for example, come from? Just to get an idea how connection works.
So, I mean, the crazy part of about this event is this is the 3rd time I've done it. So I first did it about 6 years ago, and it was through a New Zealand friend of mine, Nicholas Leland. He was involved in the production management of this event for a few years, and he was a friend of mine. He had sort of met the organizer whilst traveling the world years and years ago, and he got involved himself, and then he asked me if I wanted to come over and work on the event, helping with production. So fast forward now, we're doing another big festival, which will be really good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and that's all about bringing together these really inspiring and creative performers as well.
Cool.
To do that. So I'm going to be doing that for about 3 weeks on the island. So I'm heading away there quite soon. And then after that, I'm actually heading to Kyrgyzstan, which is in Central Asia.
Kyrgyzstan, man. That's not really a hotspot for now, for the nomads. What are you doing in Kyrgyzstan?
Well, I figured why not, right?
yeah, sure. It's there are so many gems all around the world. I think that has to be explored.
It's really good hiking there. There's really good hiking. It's Central Asia. It's quite mountainous. And I've got a friend who's doing a biotechnology contract there, a friend from university. And he was like, hey, you should come over and we'll do some hiking. And I was like, actually, why not? Like, I've never even really heard of this place. I had to sort of Google it and go, well, wait a minute, where is that? And the name itself is impossible to spell. It's got a Y and a Z and a G in it. So it's a pretty crazy place. And we'll probably do a bit of traveling around that region as well. So I think it's Turkmenistan and Tajikistan and of course Kazakhstan too. So we're going to do, we're over there for about 3 weeks, which will be great. And then I'll be back into New Zealand for a few months, which will be really good. So, and of course it's New Zealand summer. So I'm just surfing the waves at the moment with the summer. I haven't seen a winter in a few years now.
That's cool. That's a plan. This is actually our first, was our first trigger to just escape the winter. And this is why we ended up in this mess now, being a nomad roaming all around the world.
Yeah, it sort of goes like that. I mean, ironically, I do really enjoy snow skiing, but
Really?
that's all right. I've taken a bit of a break from that for a few years.
I don't miss the winter at all.
Yeah.
It's so cool. This is what I love about this lifestyle. You talk to someone and then he just introduced you to new places you never heard about, but you said, why not? Why not? I'm flexible. I have time. Let's do one-way ticket to go there and see what's next.
Yeah. I mean, I did Google it to check the Wi-Fi connection speed.
Yeah, at least you should do that.
Yeah, it's not amazing, but it's going to be manageable. So I've got a bit of a gap there as well. I'm definitely for having some time offline as well, which I'll be doing while I'm there as well.
Which is also very important once in a while, right?
It is. So this will be, last year it was Burning Man. This year it'll be Kyrgyzstan, where I get a bit of time off. So.
What a difference. That's cool.
Yeah, indeed.
Cool, man. Yeah, nice to catch up with you after this awesome camp. I'm really still blasted away how strong our bondages are and our connections, even though we are not like living together anymore. But
yeah,
I feel like a really strong connection to everyone, and our Facebook chat is quite active.
It is. It's been so awesome seeing the Facebook chat. Like the group chat, there's still conversations, and I just love jumping on there every now and then and seeing what people are up to. And we've I've caught up with multiple people from the camp already over the last couple of months. So it's been awesome. Already been hosted. I've stayed on in people's spare rooms and on couches from the camp already. It's been awesome.
Cool, man. Okay, hope to see you somewhere soon, all around the world.
Absolutely.
We're connected.
Sounds good. I can't wait.
Yeah, same for me. Thanks for your time, Logan, and see you.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Cheers, man. Thanks. Bye. Yes, yo. This was another episode of the Life Hacks Show. If you love what you're listening to and can use some of the tools and hacks we are sharing on the Life Hacks Show, I would be more than happy if you can give me a review or rating on iTunes. Follow me on facebook.com/Meurer Marcus and just ping me and give me some feedback. That would mean the world to me. So long, have fun, peace and out.